We've all seen this happen. You get a project that needs experts from totally different fields to work together. But how do you make sure all that deep knowledge actually combines into something brilliant instead of just a big, watered-down compromise? Well, that's exactly the challenge we're going to tackle today.
Okay, let's make this super specific. Imagine this. How in the world do you grade a project built by a nurse and a poet? I mean, seriously, do you focus on the medical accuracy or the power of the story? It feels kind of impossible, right? And that, right there, is the heart of the problem with cross-departmental work. Well, it turns out this workflow offers a really elegant solution. It breaks the whole process down into two key parts, a collaboration pipeline and then a really unique assessment strategy. So let's dive in and see how this thing actually works. All right, first up, let's look at the process itself, the collaboration pipeline. This is all about how you structure the work so you can bring those totally different expert inputs together and get a single cohesive result at the end. So the whole thing kicks off by respecting what each expert does best. You're not expecting the nurse to be a graphic designer, and you're not asking the poet to crunch medical data. Nope. Instead, just like you see here, each department contributes what they're amazing at. The nursing team provides the hard medical data, while the arts department shapes the visual story around it. And this next part, the integration review, this is where the real magic happens. This isn't just a simple quality check, ticking boxes. It's a creative fusion. This is the moment where the team makes sure the final product is both medically spot on and visually powerful, a true synthesis of art and science. And the goal of this entire pipeline? It's simple, to produce one single unified outcome. You're not just getting a science report with a few pretty pictures tacked on at the end. You're getting a fully integrated, powerful piece of work. And boom, here's what it looks like in the end, a community health awareness campaign. See, it's not a bunch of disjointed parts, but a single, powerful message that was born from real collaboration. But that brings us back to our big question. How do you actually assess something like this? Well, that's where the second part of our workflow comes in. So, you've got this one amazing final project. How do you solve that grading problem we talked about at the beginning? This is where the second piece of the model comes in, the assessment strategy. And it uses this really cool, separate but together approach. It all breaks down into two really simple but incredibly powerful steps. First, you have independent course grading. And second, you have the shared milestone. Let's see how those two things work hand in hand. Okay, here's the genius of it. Each department grades what it knows best. The nursing professor grades the medical accuracy. The English professor grades the narrative quality. This way, as the slide says, you keep the academic rigor in each specific field, and every expert's contribution is actually valued for its deep subject matter mastery. And this is the key that unlocks the whole thing. The process works without using a single giant shared grade. This totally avoids that grading by committee problem, right? Where everyone just gets some average score that doesn't really reflect their specific expertise or the project's true success. But wait, what about celebrating the awesome collaboration? That's where the shared milestone comes in. Think of it as a joint event, a big showcase where the team gets to present their unified project. It's a true celebration of the collective success, and it doesn't mess with the integrity of the individual grading at all. So when you step back, what's the big idea here? It really comes down to this core principle, both and. It proves you can have both deep specialization and truly effective collaboration. You don't have to sacrifice one for the other. So what should you really take away from all this? Well, first off, unite your specialists, but don't you dare dilute them. Let them be experts. Second, when you review the work, focus on synthesis, on creating something new, not just on catching errors. And finally, grade for mastery within each discipline, and then get together to celebrate the collective milestone. So, this leaves us with a really powerful question. I mean, this model is a total game changer for academia, for sure. But its potential is so much bigger than that. Think about your own work or your team's. Where could you use this separate but together idea to break down those frustrating silos and unlock some real innovation?